Welcome to yet another episode of Champ Speak, wherein we feature Indian Oil's elite sports persons who have done so well internationally, and the list is endless. And it's indeed such a pleasure to have with us someone who has put Indian table tennis on the world map. He's someone who has really endured such a long period. He's about to, go for his fourth Olympics. Started out in Athens in 2004, then 2008 at Beijing, 2016 at Rio, and now it will be Tokyo 2020. And it is indeed, this won accolades, so many accolades, the Arjuna Award, Padma Shri. It's a pleasure to welcome and introduce none other than India's table tennis star in all respects, Achanta Sharath Kamal. A very warm welcome, Sharath.
Thank you, Kishore. Thank you. I hope all of you are fine and safe.
Yeah, we are, and we hope the same for you and your loved ones as well, Sharath.
Thank you.
And I'm sure your preparations are on track in spite of all the hardships everyone has been facing due to the unfortunate pandemic situation.
Yes, very much. We are currently in Sonipat at the National Training Camp, and things are really, we are in a bio bubble, so pretty much safe here and completely focused on our training.
Bio bubble, it's a new term which has been associated with sports now, Sharath. You have to be so secure, you have to live in a secure environment, and it's mentally also could be very taxing. But I'm sure the champion that you have been over the years, you are focused on just that, the goal of getting a medal for the country.
Yes, very true.
Yeah, and Sharath, let's relive some of these memories. So many of our colleagues from Indian Oil and also others, sports lovers, would be logging in, watching this interview. Sharath, tell us, if you go right at the beginning, I believe your uncle had a big role to play in you taking up to the game of table tennis.
My father and uncle, they were both my coaches. My father got the Dronacharya Award in 2018. For our performance internationally. So they took me along with them. They were coaches even before I was born. So they took me along to the club when I was like 2-3 years old. And I started picking up the sport when I was 4 years old. So I started at a very young age, and there's immense support from the family through the whole while. And I had some struggling years trying to break into the national team. But all through the while, there were no doubts for myself and for my family that I'm going to be a table tennis player, or probably someone who will make it big in table tennis.
You started out very young, and you have, it's almost you would be 38. It's been a very long journey, and for a sports person, that's no mean achievement, Sharath.
Yeah, thanks to sports science, we are able to elongate our sporting careers. A lot of in-depth analysis on how to be physically fit, how to be mentally motivated in going on that extra mile. I've played the sport for almost like 34, 35 years now, but I still feel I have some goals that I have to achieve in my career. And probably once I achieve them, then maybe I could think about, retiring from the sport.
Sharath, such a long tenure and, motivation often becomes an issue. You said you still feel very motivated. Could you share with us what is the secret behind your motivation?
The main part in my earlier years was the moment I started playing for India, at the same time, I started playing international also very well. I started winning Commonwealth championships titles and Commonwealth games. Everything came together. So that the main reason there was because I was always aiming to excel at the international level. So I never had a goal to become a national champion. Of course, it was one of the sub goals by on the process. But the main goal was to win international titles for the country, and of course have an Olympic medal. So after almost 17, 18 years playing at the top, now I can say my dream of winning an Olympic medal could become a reality in this Olympic Games. And through this whole journey, there have been constant goals which help me keep myself motivated and start looking, continuously work towards them. Like Commonwealth gold initially came in 2006. Then I wanted to, do well at the Asian Games, and then it really took a long time before we could win a medal at the Asian Games. 2018 was when we won our first medal at the Asian Games, which was first time in 62 years of the Asian Games history that Indian table tennis ever won a medal. Once we won at the Asian Games, the thought of getting a medal at the Olympic Games became bigger. The dream became bigger, because if you can win a medal at the Asian Games, you can win a medal at the Olympic Games. The table tennis competition is as such. So now hopefully this Olympic Games, I'm trying to get that. If that is not going to happen, then I'll have to keep pushing myself for another 3-4 years.
Oh, that's wonderful. That is longevity at its best, I must say, Sharath. And the very fact, you made a very good point, because world table tennis is dominated by Asians. So winning a medal at the Asian Games is almost, the competition is as tough as in the Olympics. And you spoke about the Commonwealth Games. Commonwealth Games is something which you have made your own. Multiple gold medals, starting the one in 2006, which you won for men's singles, and the 2018 at Gold Coast. What's been your most endearing memory about of the Commonwealth Games?
I think the first time when we won it in 2006, nobody expected it. Even for myself, I didn't know what Commonwealth Games was. We just saw Commonwealth Games. Okay, we need to go there, and then it just happened. We won the team. Then all of a sudden, I'm in the singles semi-final, and I'm playing against the defending champion. I beat him 4-0. I'm on a roll, and finals I win it. So there I had no pressure at all. No pressure but because I was the new kid on the block. But by 2010 at Delhi, when we had to win the doubles gold, that was a lot of pressure, because in the stadium there are 10 people from my family, my uncle, my father, everybody's there. My father's elder sister, my father's elder brother, my wife who's pregnant. So a lot of people are there watching me play and cheering for me. So doing that in front of your own loved ones, there is a lot of pressure on you, because they expect a lot, you expect a lot, and all those expectations become burdens. And then 2018 was the best year, I would say, with the Commonwealth Games and the Asian Games both coming in. But the Commonwealth Games, again, winning that team gold, which we won in 2006. We won that again one more time in 2018. Then men's doubles, we got a silver. Mixed doubles, I finished 4th, and in the men's singles, I finished 3rd. So yeah, back really on the top of the Commonwealth Games. India has really become a strong nation there. So that's how the journey has. Even though I won the gold in 2006, I constantly try and repeat. Try to repeat that performance, and hopefully in the forthcoming Commonwealth Games in 2022, I get a singles gold again.
Oh, that would be wonderful. That would be the icing on the cake, Sharath. And especially for us at Indian Oil, it was such a proud moment. 2018 Gold Coast, you and Manika, you dominated table tennis in that Commonwealth Games.
Yes, very, very much. Not just there, also at the Asian Games. I think those 6 to 8 months, we both, more than myself, I think Manika was on a roll. The level at which she was playing for those 6 months between Commonwealth Games and Asian Games I really haven't seen her play at that level.
Okay, the international, galore medals galore at the international level. What maybe I missed out in that introduction is something which no other Indian table tennis player has achieved. You won the national title more than anyone else. You went past another great in table tennis, Kamlesh Mehta. So, this just share that journey, Sharath. It's not, often that someone can win medals for so many years. And
I won my first national title in 2003. That was the year when I joined Indian Oil. So I joined Indian Oil in March 2003, and I won my first national title in December 2003. So that was the beginning of the Sharath, let's say the Sharath Kamal era. So yeah, when I talk to my grandchildren, maybe I can we can say that So that was the beginning, and from there, I have other records of having won the national championship continuously for five consecutive times. So, and then there was a long break for almost 4 to 5 years where I didn't win the national title. Then coming back in 2016, I win my title again and go on to win 3 times. The last one being in 2019. So yeah, if you see 2003 to 2019, it's almost 16 years, and I won only 9 times. So which statistically, it's not very good.
No, it's damn good, Sharath. You're being very modest about that.
No, but I think that record where Kamlesh sir has been my idol. So beating that record was never, I never wanted to do that. Even when I actually did it, that very tournament, I didn't aim for becoming the 9-10 diamond. But then it so happened, and the first person to come and hug me over was Kamlesh sir. So it was, we share a great relationship. He's been a coach to me. He's been my idol. He's been a mentor, and now as an administrator, he's served the game in every possible way.
Yeah, Sharath, you said it like it's almost reminded me of what former Australian cricket captain Mark Taylor did. When he reached 334, he almost, he retired because he didn't want to go past Don Bradman's highest score. So, I very well, he's been your mentor, and he's been a mentor, and he's been a path bearer, torch bearer for Indian table tennis. So
True.
It's been wonderful, and you kept the legacy going. And I'm sure there's so many youngsters also are coming in now. We've got Manav Thakkar, we've got Achanta, Kamal. They're all doing so well. Table tennis is really looking up, Sharath.
Yes. The bench, not just the bench, even the team. I think men's team, we are number 8 in the world now currently. We've never been such highly ranked in the world, and not just the playing 5, but also the junior batch and the youth batch. Everybody is doing really, really well, and I hope India emerges as a strong table tennis nation in the next, probably by the next Olympic Games.
Yeah, we all hope so, Sharath. And, the youngsters all have your exploits to look at. Manika Batra's, even amongst the youngsters also, someone like Dia is doing very well, winning some under-19 titles. So all in all, things really looking up. Now let's also talk a bit about your awards, Sharath, the Arjuna Award, the Padma Shri, which is, I'm sure we would like to hear from you. How was that occasion? I'm not sure whether you are present on both the occasions or, someone, because you are busy playing internationally. So were you there?
So Padma Shri, when I got the Padma Shri, that was the first time I went to the president's residential thing. So which means in 2004, I was not there. We were away playing the Asian Championships when the ceremony was happening. But the best part was my mother received it on my behalf, and I think the sacrifices done by them, parents, or the family, for a player to achieve what they've achieved is immense, and nobody acknowledges that as much as as it should be done. But I think that day when my mom was there receiving that award, especially from late Dr. Abdul Kalam sir, it was fantastic. And my mom said he had actually spoken to her in Tamil. So, which is, she was a little bit she was a little bit shy and she was quite nervous. And all of a sudden he made it so easy, just saying, started talking to her in Tamil. So, exactly at that point, I was just so thankful that the Asian Championships was there and I was away. If I would have been there in the country, I would have taken that award, and this would not have happened. But then for the Padma Shri, I was there myself, and it was a real honor. Well, also I think the contribution what I've done to the sport was being recognized. It was not just being there for one title, or it was not just for a few instances, but the whole career as such is being recognized. So you always get motivated. You feel motivated to give more, in those situations.
Wonderful. I'm sure those moments would definitely bring goose pimples, and you said about the sacrifices your parents make, your coaches make. Many a time, as you very rightly said, Sharath, it's not quite recognized. They don't quite get the recognition they truly deserve. And I know it would have been a very touching moment for your mother as well. And coming back to the preparations for the Olympics, of course, then there's the Commonwealth Games also coming up next year. You're quite happy with the you said about the bench strength, the team as a whole, that you and Manika in the forefront, and you have the likes of Manav Thakkar. How is the team shaping up for the Olympics? Sure.
For the Olympic Games, 4 of us have qualified, of which it's myself and Manika from Indian Oil. So the preparation has been really good. We just hope that we can win that Olympic medal, which is a bit difficult, I should say, because we would be ranked number or seeded number 11 or 12, but at the Olympic Games, under the circumstances with a big match pressure, both myself and Manika are able to play better under pressure. So, which not many players can do. I think that's one of our strengths. So I hope we are able to convert that situation for ourselves into an Olympic medal. And at the same time, for the forthcoming Commonwealth Games, the team is going to be really strong. I think myself, Mana will also be there, and G. Satyan, Harmit Desai. We are going to be a strong team, and I hope we can retain the team gold and also looking at the singles gold there.
Yeah, the Olympics, of course, the mixed doubles is something which we all would be rooting for you and Manika. Now, tell us a bit about your association. As you said, you won your first national title in 2003, the very year that you joined Indian Oil. It's been a long journey, and you would very much agree that the Petroleum Sports Board championships are much like the nationals, because the cream of Indian table tennis is in the petroleum sector. So how has the journey
been? When I was taken into Indian Oil, already for me, I was really proud that I even came in close to give an interview to the Indian Oil thing, because Indian Oil, a job interview, because you already had national champions, and the big names were it in Chetan P. Babu, S. Raman, Somadeep Roy. All of them were like national champions and even Commonwealth champions. So for me, I was just looking, ahead, or these were the big idols for me. And coming into the company was like, I felt like, okay, I am probably one among them, and that is the reason why Indian Oil, I'm being able to be absorbed by Indian Oil. And the kind of support Indian Oil has given me through the journey, I think it's been really immense. Let it be from giving us this kind of support we need for training, for travel, or even for tournaments, and at the same time training in Europe, because there was a period when I spent most of the time in Europe, because I couldn't I couldn't have that kind of facility in India, that kind of infrastructure, that kind of training practice partners. So I had to move into Europe, and Indian Oil was readily willing to support me in that period, where even though I had to take a special leave, they just gave the special leaves out of, they just saw that I was constantly improving, and they continued to give the support. And at the same time, out of turn promotions, which are not even there in the policy, like 2006, I got a promotion. And the best part in 2018, when, myself and Manika, we were just called in to meet the chairman, and we just, as a matter of fact, we were just handed over the letter of promotion letter. So once I opened it, it was a superb surprise. I think Indian Oil there, they have always done beyond expectations, the kind of support that's been there with me.
That's so wonderful to hear, Sharath. And for all of us, you've been a role model, you, Manika, and all the sports persons across disciplines who have won accolades at the international level. Really, we all look up to you and would like to wish you the very best for the Olympics. And we would have liked this conversation to go on, Sharath, but since you have constraints of time. Any parting message from you to all of us, Sharath?
Yeah, firstly, thank you very much for your wishes, and I really hope that we can get that medal. But to get that medal, we need all the IOCians, everybody from India cheering us. So that is something which which helps or motivates inspires any sports person playing. So that's one thing. And the second thing, yes, of course, due to the special situation all of us are in, I would like to wish that everybody try and stay safe, take the vaccination whenever your turn comes up, and let's try and build a better future.
Well, very well said, Sharath, like a true champion. And all I can say is our support to each one of us, each IOCN would be rooting for all of you and the country. And also to tell you that, you've been an inspiration to all of us. Thank you so very much for taking time off just before the Olympics. I know you're busy with your preparations. So we really appreciate you doing this for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And all the
Thank
very
you.
best.
Thank you very much.
Well, with that, we come to another end episode of Champ Speak. When you have champions like Sharath Kamal and so many of them, we'll be featuring many of them in our coming episodes as well. So until that next time, it's goodbye from your host, S. Kishore.